Welcome to the pre-show edition of Raw for the Clean Finish podcast here with 21 Blackjack. You can find me on Twitter at It's 21 Blackjack. Clean Finish podcast. I'll probably end up creating a Twitter for tonight. I will be live tweeting on my normal Twitter handle. So if you want to follow me there for all the Raw fun at It's 21 Blackjack. I decided to do this because there's a big break in between a lot of what happens in wrestling between when we do the podcast on Thursday and what happens now. I want to at least be able to sneak in some quick, reactions and things that are starting to happen or things that are kind of buzzing around in wrestling before we actually get into Raw. It also kind of breaks up that monotony. I get off of work at 5 o'clock and I'm sitting here really waiting until 8 o'clock for wrestling to start happening. So I figured, hey, you guys are probably feeling that too. Let's do a little pre-show, talk about what may be going on in the show leading up to this, some things that have happened in wrestling during the year, some quick stuff that I can touch on while Wise is not here, and something that we can all because we're always going to do the review and save things for Thursday, but this gives me some time to at least touch up on a few things going into Raw. And boy, I picked a good day to start. Man, I mean, yeah, slow day here in the wrestling world. I mean, geez, we can go all over the place with this one. Quite a weird one here. It's really funny because I actually joked with Wiza not too long ago about this, that Charlotte was with Bram, and that Bram pretty much like he's a lucky guy. Here he is with a flair of all of all women to end up with. He's now going to be he's now the son-in-law of Ric Flair, and sure enough, Bram this morning gets in trouble because of a domestic battery charges. Apparently, an incident with someone that's not Charlotte. How weird is that? I had no clue that he and Charlotte were done. Apparently, they filed for divorce. I don't know if it was this year or not, or what else happened. But apparently, he's been dating some other chick, Ashley Allen, and they got into a dispute this morning. But yeah, I mean, from everything that we knew, I thought it was kind of common knowledge, or maybe not common knowledge, but at least known amongst people who are wrestling fans, is that Charlotte and Bram were still together and that they were kind of married. I had no clue that they were divorced, that they filed for divorce, anything like that. And that's why, half of the news that you're looking at, it's like, oh, it's not Charlotte. Huh. Still no word from her to my knowledge of Bram or anything. But good news is that no, it's not Charlotte. Charlotte's okay. Bad news to hear for Ashley. Bram, from what I know, has been – I don't know if he's been released from TNA yet. I think the word is that he's not active. They've shut him down from what I know. So, yeah, Bram's a done deal. Other news with speaking of, women, now the other side of the coin, Seth Rollins, what I'm imagining, once side piece, now ex-girlfriend, soon to be current side piece, Zara Schreiber, ended up in news because, well, there was an old Instagram picture that she posted. I have no idea how old it is, how long it's been since she posted this thing. Okay, so it is that he's just suspended for now. Okay. So he's suspended for now. That's the news story with Bram. The news story with Zara Schreiber is that I don't know how long ago these pictures were taken. From what I've heard, it's been like months or years or something like that. And she posted a picture with I can't remember. It was maybe some sort of medallion with a with the eagle on it, the Nazi, the one that's associated with Nazi Germany, the Iron Eagle, and then swastika on it, and she defended it as like, oh, I'm a huge fan of history, and swastikas come from like Buddhism or Hinduism, and blah 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 blah. And sure enough, she had another picture there posted with a pony that had a swastika band on it and the iconic Hitler mustache. People resurfaced photos of it, and one thing led to another. I saw people tweeting directly at Triple H those tweets or those Instagram photos, and then the way that she defended it as well didn't look good for her either. I don't know if she recently deleted them, if it just picked up steam and then people deleted them, or somebody just finally decided, you know what, I want to stick it to this girl and let me go ahead and post this old photo that she had. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Zara's done. Dunn, I believe, reported this morning at around 11 o'clock that she is no longer with WWE, which I imagine Seth Rollins, I guess, ex-fiance now is probably having a ball and laughing at this. I can't really blame her. But, yeah, she's done. Outside of looks, there ain't nothing to her, honestly. I saw a Periscope video today because I wanted to see, okay, like, are they missing something here? Like, is she actually any good? Is she going to get picked up anywhere? I watched one video of her. It was a 13-minute Periscope that she did, and I watched 1 minute of it, and instantly I just knew they're not missing anything. I don't understand how somebody as smart, or I guess seemingly as smart as Seth Rollins is, could have possibly dealt with or stuck with something like that. I have no idea. Poor news for Solomon Crowe. Looks like his sister is done. Reports was that at a recent house show, she had actually been booked as Solomon Crowe's sister. So I don't know what they would have done there, but nope, that's a done deal now. Ain't happening. So apparently word is that I don't, and that's the thing, I don't trust anything that Reddit says. I usually trust things when I start hearing the name like Dave Meltzer or Brian Alvarez. Anything coming from Wrestling Observer, I take a little bit more seriously. So, you know, and we'll get to it at some point when he says something like, hey, you know, John Cena maybe in this situation didn't use his pull to, you know, keep Nikki's title, but at some point he has. I do take some weight into that, but I don't know what that story is with because I don't know anything from Rollins' end. I mean, that's got to be a bad look for Rollins to be featured at the NXT Takeover with her, and then have all that news about her leak out afterwards. That's really not a good look. So I guess now he's got to be very, very careful about what girls he's around. But I mean, I can understand his frustrations there, where it's like, now you cannot be a part of this company and be associated with her. I imagine WWE had that talk with him and said, "Hey, end it now." But at the same time, I can't judge anybody's relationship or, you know, what they do behind closed doors. That's all between them. But at the same time, just kind of looking at her and what I can see, you're probably doing yourself a bigger favor, and you ain't missing much outside of just look and body, I guess. Outside of that, let's see what else has happened today. There are a lot of things that happened. Hulk Hogan has spoken for the first time since he's spoken for the first time since what happened? The whole incident where he has oh geez, I can't even remember. The whole thing with the racist incident. It's the first time he's come and spoken out. I think he was on, what was it, the Today Show or the Today Show this morning. In an interview, I think he said he wanted to be Donald Trump's running mate. That's mind blowing to me. I mean, geez, he did all those things where he tried to defend himself as not a racist, and he wants to declare that he would love to be Donald Trump's running mate. I'll let you just kind of figure that one out and figure out everything that's wrong about that. Anyway, so yeah, apparently he's broken his silence and is finally ready to talk. And also there was a shooting that happened outside of the WWE Performance Center today. Geez, like I said, it's been a really strangely busy day for wrestling all over the place, not even just WWE, TNA as well. The Performance Center There is apparently a stalker. From what I've heard and what is being reported, is that there's been this guy who's not been allowed on the premises. He's actually I believe he's the guy that got shot in this incident, and he's been wanting to, if I got this right, is that he's a Bailey stalker. He really stalks this girl, and he's not been allowed on premise. And I guess today he got taken care of. I don't know who shot who, what happened. All I know, that's kind of like what's been floating around and what I've been hearing. I think officers ended up taking him down with the shot. But outside of that, I don't know everything that's been happening. It's just been a very, very, very weird day in terms of wrestling. I have no idea how he would even get on the premises, considering that they've been keeping him off. Maybe I guess. Well, I mean, if he's a nearby Florida resident, they're kind of housed there, so of course he's going to come after her. But yeah, outside of that, I don't see anything else. Speaking of Bailey, there's actually been a and I talked about Meltzer a little earlier. The thing that Meltzer actually reported was that a WWE executive talked to him and talked about how Bailey, if she gets called up there, she could possibly be bigger than John Cena and shatter his make-a-wishes. And I 100% believe that. I mean, you think about the Bailey character. First of all, Bailey is a female, which helps. Not only is Bailey female, she does a great job relating to little girls. It introduces a new audience to, well, not a new audience. I mean, let me not act as if there's not women who don't enjoy wrestling now. But it helps expand into that audience of little girls and women. You don't have bitchy characters like the Bella twins. Jesus Christ. As your I guess your top divas, and they're obnoxious. Bailey is someone who can legitimately be your top baby face as a woman. Everybody loves her. She's a very relatable character. There's a big emotional connection there, guy or girl. I mean, there's a huge emotional connection with somebody like Bailey. And on top of that, too, the whole hugging gimmick. It's not even just a gimmick, too. I think that's really how she is, and that's how she comes off as well. It's a very genuine and sincere girl. It's somebody that you could put in those hospitals and in situations like that where, I mean, it only improves the character, and people will buy more into a Bailey character where she's constantly an underdog. And rightfully so. She's not somebody that always wins like Cena. And if you keep the character that way, people will buy into it. It's somebody that could absolutely shatter John Cena's Make-A-Wishes. She'll be probably doing Make-A-Wishes left and right. People will be requesting her like crazy. Yeah, I absolutely believe Bailey could do something like that. Unfortunately, WWE's move right now, they wanted to try to make Lana the top woman. I think they saw how fast that failed. And they made a big mistake by putting her with Ziggler. And on top of that, I think they just finally realized Lana worked as a heel, and that was for a reason. I just think, when you have somebody as well in shape and as sexually attractive and hot as Lana is, that's not going to work in a face role. It works best in a heel role. I mean, you started her off as a Russian, and she still is Russian. It's not like you converted her over and had her like drop the accent or do something where you worked for her to drop the accent. So you can't have her be your top female. It's never going to work. Can't she be one of the better ones? Can she be a really good valet? Yeah. A top woman, though, I just no. It's only going to be as a heel. Only as a heel. And then they promote the Bella twins with Total Divas, and people are done with the Bellas. I mean, there's legitimate hate for these women, and they're snarky and they're bitchy all the time. whether it's on Twitter, and then they're unapologetic about it too. I mean, at least in Paige's case, where she pretty much did the same thing too. So I'm calling a spade a spade. It is as much of a fan of, and actually my fandom of Paige has kind of died down a lot too. I think it may have been WWE killed her for me, but then again, it may just be the level of talent that's coming up now just makes her not look that special or good anymore. With Paige, I mean, she went out on Twitter too, and wanted to call out the Brooklyn crowd. Granted, she didn't go as far as, "Hey, you were being disrespectful," or "Kiss my ass," as the Bella said. With her, it was just like, "Hey, you wanted a revolution, and way to go out there, and way to go out there, and oh, maybe she did say disrespect. I can't remember now. He said, "Nice job, guys," and I'm like, it's not our fault. You should be yelling at your writers before you're yelling at us. So, yeah, I can't ever see Paige. I mean, Paige for the while that she was there, I mean, could have been top, but they've messed that up. The only way that I can see Paige ever getting back over, I mean, she appeals to a certain crowd. Let's not get that wrong. There's a certain crowd for all of these women. But with Paige, I can't see it. I don't see it at all. And they need to they really need to do some damage recovery with her. She's only going to work as a heel. As a face, she's too snarky and too. And the thing is that when you listen to her on Tough Enough too, she's very passionate about wrestling, but it does not translate in character. So it tells me that a little bit of this is WWE, but at the same time, she's not meant to be a face. She's meant to be heel. There are very few characters that I can see switching back and forth like that. A Charlotte is somebody that I can see switching back from face to heel, although she gets a little generic as a face. But the problem is, I think the bigger problem there is that right now as a face, all she's doing is wooing. Well, I mean, let's be fair. In NXT, she really didn't have that problem. Now here in the WWE, she just woos all the damn time. And all of PCB is wooing too. Sasha Banks is somebody that I can see switch back and forth because, first of all, the crowd loves her. She's an instant plus. She's an excellent worker in ring. Although character-wise, she's better off as a heel, she's somebody that can play a face too. I can see it. I just pray to God they don't put her on Total Divas. But yeah, somebody actually mentioned this. Total Divas. I still don't watch the show, but I will admit there was one segment that I did get to watch on YouTube, and the segment was basically it was LOL Cena wins, but in real life. So he takes Nikki out on a date, and or they're doing like a competition night or something like that, and they go karting, and he comes out in like a full racer like bodysuit and helmet for go-karts. They go play putt-putt, like mini golf, and then he comes out in like full plaid attire, like he's getting ready to golf on like a real course. They play beer pong, and he comes dressed up like a douchebag. It was just the greatest thing ever, and he won everything. And Nikki sits here and thinks he's finally got him on the ropes for beer pong, and he's down like 6-1. And Cena just comes back, and I just really wish that they would have played that dude's music every time he won. Like the prank call thing, and his name is John Cena. They didn't, but I thought that was pretty funny. I will admit, when I go on YouTube and I search it, there are funny segments. But then I watch an episode on YouTube, and I'm like, I can't get through this. It does have its moments. The winning thing I thought was hilarious. So props to them on that one. Let's talk a little bit. I think that covered all the news for the most part, or at least everything that I'm hearing, or everything that's kind of making the rounds. If I miss anything, do let me know in the comment section if you want to hear me talk about some other things. Here's what's on schedule for tonight. From what I know, there is going to be a Divas Beat the Clock challenge. I don't even get it. Why? Why are we having a beat the? And first of all, it's one of the most meta things I've ever heard. You know, one of the things that the Divas got ragged on all the time about was that, or sorry, that WWE got ragged on all the time about was that they don't give their women enough time to work. So they're giving them more time to work, and they're constantly putting on these 15-minute matches. And now the Divas, the Divas division, where we always said they're not given enough time to work, are now having a competition to see who can have the shortest match. That is so meta, it's ridiculous. I just and the beat the clock challenge is for PCB, and I just keep thinking, Nikki Bella is so right when she says wins and losses don't matter, and it sucks because here it is. Sasha Banks has made the former number one contender, the most recent number one contender for the title, tap out twice. She made Nikki tap out, and she made Nikki tap out in singles action. Paige tapped out in tag team and singles action. And she is not in this beat the clock challenge. She'll probably end up being one of the opponents, which now makes it an unfair beat the clock challenge because you just put the best person on there against one of the competitors. It's so stupid. That's the other thing too. There's like 9 divas right now being featured. So I imagine the Bellas aren't going to be a part of this beat the clock challenge, right? Since they're doing the whole teams thing. So who are they beating the clock against? Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha? What are you going to do? Bring up, Rosa Mendez is pregnant, so you can't have a match with her. AJ Lee's not here. Summer and Lana are too busy doing other things. I mean, who else is there? So I'm guessing, to start to build some tension between PCB, the real tension between PCB and Bad, because I don't know who else is there. Layla's retired. There's no other divas there. What are they going to do? Get 3 jobbers off the street? So I imagine it's probably going to be PCB versus BAD. So I'm hoping that's what it is. So I imagine it's probably going to be Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky that come out of this. It's such a shame. Naomi's being pushed to the back burner so hard for no reason. There's really no justification for it. But I mean, with Sasha and the new girls there, and they're better workers. I mean, she just got put in a really bad spot, and it's a shame. What else? Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Natalya. Jeez, I just completely forgot. Natalya is actually geez, yeah. The Natalia's been talking for a while that she's been wrestling. Natalya's been wrestling. She's wrestling live events. She was just recently in a live event. So maybe we're getting Natalya back tonight. That could totally be a possibility. So I wouldn't completely dismiss her because of the whole Tyson Kidd thing. What I know, Sting is actually opening Raw tonight. So be prepared for a 10 to 20 minute promo from Sting, because that's always what happens. We always open with a 20-minute promo. I'm going to start a countdown now. How many times Raw opens with a promo? Because it never opens with anything else. It never opens with a match. It never opens with, a quick little thing. It's always a 10-minute promo. I'm going to start a countdown tonight. So there's also the thing with Seth Rollins' statue. We got a peek of it, and if you did see it, it's not completely finished. You saw the U.S. If you looked at the U.S. title in there, it's not really good. So yeah, I have no idea. Maybe they'll show it tonight. Who knows what? There's rumor that Kane is going to be coming back soon. Doing what? I don't know. I really don't know. I swear to God, if he comes back with a mask. Although, I mean, I know everybody wants him to come back with a mask, but I feel like they killed the mask thing for me. Even if he does come back with one, it. I mean, the man just had a vacation in Hawaii. Unless they dropped him in one of those volcanoes in Hawaii, I'm not interested. Word is that the card for Night of Champions should pretty much be done by tonight, so we should have an idea of who will be doing what and what will happen. Well, not like what will what the actual result will be, but that the card itself would have shaped by tonight. And that's about it. It's all I've heard thus far. And that seems like it's going to be the card tonight. I'm really not expecting the best from this Divas Beat the Clock challenge. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good, but I'm setting my expectations as low as possible. This way, if it's at least good, I can at least say, hey, did better than I thought it would. And even if it's just okay, it's like, all right, well, I swear, if they don't put Sasha on the show, they're going to be in for a lot of trouble. They really are. No Sasha on this show, they're going to get a lot of "we want Sasha" chants, and you're really going to figure out who's the most over person there. Nikki should be held to maybe 30 seconds of dialogue tonight. Even that, I think, is too much. So yeah. All right, let's see. What picture what comments are you guys talking about? Will the full face paint be in effect though? Okay, so here's the thing. If you guys didn't know this, that whole thing with Sting and the reason why his face paint wasn't completely on that night, I'll explain that one. So the segment actually started off with them singing "Happy Birthday" to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was actually angry about them doing that because he wanted the show to wrap up. He was tired. He was ready for the show to wrap up. So that actually was not a part of the segment. So they took about 2 or 3 minutes doing that. Seth Rollins' promo took about 10 minutes. And by that time, Sting's face paint was actually fully on. The problem is that he stood there under that sweaty box and his face paint started to sweat off. So that's actually not his fault. So Sting starting Raw tonight, he will definitely have the full face paint on. I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think it was just a big issue of them having him under that box for too damn long. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with Sting. I'm more looking forward to anything New Day and the Dudleys do. I'm really excited for New Day and the Dudleys. The Dudleys also beat, just worth noting, I know it's on SmackDown, so we don't care. The Dudleys beat the Ascension, so the Ascension are absolute nothing now. I mean, granted, they always have been, but now they really are. And it looks like the Dudleys are going to be positioned as the top faces. There have been rumors that it's going to be the Dudleys, the Primetime Players, and the New Day. If that is the case, I believe Primetime Players are there just to eat the pen. I can't see. I cannot see. Because I don't know why they wouldn't just do the Dudleys and the New Day just together and just leave it at that. So if they do a 3-way, it's probably going to be that the Primetime Players are there to eat the pen and then continue the feud between New Day and the Dudleys. I can't think of anything else really big that's happening tonight. Let me know in the comment section what questions you want me to answer. I'll do a quick little Q&A here while I still try to figure out what else is happening. I know that Sasha has kind of responded to the whole beat the clock challenge thing, which I thought was hilarious. I mean, she's absolutely right. It's like, I made Nikki tap out. Why are we having a beat the clock challenge? It's me, and it should only be me. I mean, really think about this for a second. Sasha Banks is just coming off being the NXT Women's Champion. She hasn't lost in I can't remember how long. I mean, how long did she hold the title? 200 something days or close to 200 days? So she hasn't lost a match in 6 months outside of the Bayley match. She made Nikki tap out. She made Paige tap out twice. I do not understand why she is not the easy choice here. No idea. Will there be a review tonight? I don't know. We'll see how Raw goes first. If there's something to talk about, we may do this. We may do a after Raw review. But I do want to do these pre-shows. I think the pre-shows will help. It'll help people get warmed up. It'll give people something to do before Raw actually comes on. I did see the Sasha Banks and New Day in segues, and all I could think about was at some point they should just put Sasha in New Day. She would fit. They should do a face turn and just let Sasha be a part of New Day. I'd be crazy over about it. It'd be hilarious. I'd have a good laugh about that. And Sasha really does want to be a part of a New Day. All she would do is just sit there and yell about how you're booty. She is the best. Sasha Banks is the best. She could make that work. Yes, and Sasha Banks is a giant mark. She really is. I've said this quite a while ago that she is a total mark and a in-life geek. That personality that she puts on there, that is a character, and she's really good at her character. But in real life, she is a total geek. She is a wonderful, wonderful woman. Just from her actual person and then the character that she portrays, she is amazing, absolutely amazing. Crazy to think. I was actually, if you didn't know this, I got a voicemail. One of my voicemails put on Wrestling Soup, and if you want to check this out, funny story is that one of the guys, I think Don Tony, actually knew Sasha Banks because they grew up in the Boston area together, and he almost discouraged her from wrestling. It's a funny story. It wasn't like one of those like he told her like, hey, don't do wrestling things. It was one of those, hey, men are kind of sleazy and or just want you for your looks and will probably take advantage of you deals. It's a good story to kind of listen to, and it's funny to kind of rag on him about it. But yeah, if you want to just, go ahead and check that out. Check them out. Wrestling, they're on Twitter too, at Wrestling Soup. I was on their Saturday shitbox. Yeah, so you can check that out. I'm actually going to start stopping by there probably a little bit more often. I thank Solid Monster for that one. He introduced me to them. They're actually a pretty good. I mean, for just a nice little Saturday talk show, they're a decent listen. They're not going to go like really, really in depth about wrestling and have a total discussion about Raw. But if you just want to shoot the shit and talk, general wrestling stuff, it's a really fun show to be on. Really fun show to be a part of too. They have like a chat that's going on like this, and everybody goes and posts their comments. So yeah, check them out at Wrestling Soup. Let's see. What other questions do we have here? As I'm looking through very quickly. She should have beat Bayley at TakeOver and won the Divas title at SummerSlam and thrown it in the trash. I'm really hoping that one of them do. Because the one thing that pisses me off about the Divas title is that we're talking about this whole Revolution thing. By the way, I'm forever burying the word Revolution as much as I want to bury the word Diva. I mean, how can you dare call this a revolution and not look in the mirror and see how kind of blatantly sexist your program is with the Divas title? It is a freaking butterfly on the title. Why is this a prize? It was actually funny. I was thinking about I was going to cut some audio together, but I couldn't do it in time, of The Rock when he said the title shouldn't look like a toy. Remember that promo when he won the title from CM Punk and he said the title shouldn't look like a toy. So I finally made a belt that that should fit this company. It is something that we should go on for years, something like that. I can't remember the whole promo. It's funny that we can apply that to the main title, yet here's the Divas title that looks like a giant toy. That's what it is. The Divas title is a toy. Look at the thing. It has a freaking butterfly on it. A butterfly. You kidding me? Ay, ay, it's just mind blowing to me that they put this little like princess accessory as their title. It's a total joke. At least the women's championship, even though it wasn't like the best looking designed belt, it at least was a belt, something that you could take seriously. But this Divas title is a joke. I don't mind. I don't really care if it has pink on it. It can have pink. The NXT women's title, from what I know, has pink or purple or something on it. Correct? I'm not wrong about that. It's okay if it has pink or something on it, but don't sit here and put a freaking butterfly on it. It's the worst thing you can do. A butterfly. Anyway, let's see what else. Brock Lesnar, I don't think, is actually on this program. He is not scheduled to be on air until October 4th, and they're doing a live special for that because it's going to be at MSG. It's a house show. It's a live event, so they're probably going to do that, and that's the next time that you'll see Brock Lesnar. Rumor is that that on the card is Bo Dallas. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, I've heard Rusev versus Ziggler is rumored for tonight. I don't know. I did tweet out a picture earlier, or I retweeted it actually, of Baron Corbin, Paige hanging out with Baron Corbin. Like they were in Florida, so he went and they took a picture together. And I just looked at them and I said, you know what? That might work. If Baron gets called up to the main roster, they may want to think about pairing Paige with that guy. Good look. They match together. They look right. You could just have Paige as somebody as just an ass kicking. What's the word I'm looking for? Not bodyguard, but more of just a valet. Somebody whose job is to. She's not there to cut a promo. She's not there to be a talking piece. Her job is just as the sidekick to be evil, do nasty things, kick dudes in the face, and tell them to deal with it. It's not hard. Be easy to do. It probably get Paige back over again as a heel. She'd get a lot of heat doing it too. I think people would enjoy it. I think it's an easy thing to do. I don't know if they'll go with that. It's just I looked at the picture and I'm like, yeah, this works. I did see the interview with Cole and New Day. And yes, what I'm kind of pitching there is having both of them be like anti whatever. You have a lone wolf, and I mean that lone wolf gimmick works with Paige too, because wasn't the story? I mean, granted, it didn't make full sense because there are some people that she didn't piss off, but wasn't the whole full story with Paige is that nobody wants to be her friend. She couldn't find anybody for this Divas Revolution to team up with her. So you can do something where you have Paige finally break apart from PCB. Oh, geez, that name is horrible. And she turns on another group, and she decides, no, I want to be a lone, like I'm a lone character. And she finds Baron Corbin, somebody that she can finally relate to. And there's no reason that they should really break apart. It's something that there's something there. You can do it. I did see the interview with Cole and New Day. If you have not seen that, go now, watch it. It is hilarious. I'll give you guys 5 more minutes. I'm going to wrap up so that I can go ahead and get some food and then jump into Raw here, and then give you some time to prepare as well. Dean and Roman really do need to be a tag team. They keep doing this whole bro fest APA kind of thing. I don't know why they're not just rolling with that gimmick and having them come in as a tag team. I would at some point, if the Dudleys are signed on full time, have the Dudleys do a feud with Dean and Roman at some point, and kind of give them the rub there. Be nice. Yeah, I don't know what else. Did you see a photo with the beautiful people? You mean from TNA? Huh, that's weird. But um, to be fair, we just had SummerSlam with. I mean, New Japan was there. I mean, you saw the pictures with Samoa Joe hanging out with Okada in a press booth. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. I can't really think of anything else that's happening on. I'm looking at the questions. I don't think any of you guys have anything else either. So yeah, I say let's cut this off here then. Oh yeah. Dudley's and Dean and Roman at TLC. That would be pretty good because Dean wants to eat those table spots, and we've seen Roman in table matches too. So he wouldn't be afraid to take those spots either. I think they would go absolutely nuts if they did that. So yeah, I'll cut it short here. Thank you guys for checking out the pre-show. Hope you guys enjoy Raw tonight. Hell, I hope I enjoy it too. I'm not expecting too much, but I'm hoping that it's at least decent. I don't think WWE, by the way, I don't think WWE is going to sign Okada. I think they're just working. It could be very possible that they're just working on a relationship, at least from NXT. They're working on a relationship with New Japan. I mean, you just had, what's that man's name? Jushin Liger with Breeze. So it's very possible that they could do some more interpromotional stuff. I mean, don't forget, Daniel Bryan has pitched doing a match with Shinsuke Nakamura. That's still something that could happen if they're working on those relationships. So, yeah, you could do something like Okada and Rollins. So let's see what happens. By the way, rumor is that Nikki is not going to defend the title until Night of Champions. So she is essentially now the longest reigning Divas champion in history without defending the title. She's had 2 stints during her reign where she did not defend the title for 2 months. So 4 months without defending. It's lovely. Yeah. I don't get it. I'm not even like, I don't even understand why AJ fans are even upset about that. Well, I understand why they're upset about it, but I mean, just if you're a normal wrestling fan, why do you even care? Like, okay, great. You're getting the title reign. Good for you. Can you stop burying the other women? Let's get this over with. Anywho, that's it for the pre-show. If Raw is good enough or something happens that's eventful enough for me to talk about it, then yes, I will do a post-show and do a review. If not, we'll see you on Thursday. Me and Wiza. Take it easy, guys. Peace.